you don't want to waste time because as moms, we don't have we don't have a lot of time. In your 30s, you be like, hey, I need someone that seriously is going to be someone that's going to have my back when I'm going through it.
I can't jump into relationships as easy as I would have if I was still in my 20s. It's a married man that came in my DMs and asked me on a date. I said, go take your wife on a date.
It is scary.
What's the point of you asking me out if you're not going to keep the conversation going?
Well, because they're not serious. If someone shows you who they are, believe them.
I do have lupus.
Okay.
So it's a struggle working.
Yeah.
To say you can't be with somebody because they don't make a certain amount, that just doesn't make sense.
They just didn't see your value and worth, but it doesn't mean that the man that's for you, he gonna see all of that and then some, and he gonna be like, where have you been my whole life? Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Beaut Tea Told, your relationship podcast, where me and my special guest, we take those relationship topics, challenges, and struggles. We deep dive into that thing with the overall goal of healthier changes and better and beautiful relationships for all. So welcome, it's your girl Britt, and I have a beauty in the house. And before I even get too far, I know I keep changing and rearranging some things, but ain't it cute though? I mean, ain't it just like so beautiful? I'm just saying. So we are doing this unique setup, shout out to Overflows Studios and Alien Eyes Photos for this grand opportunity to have this location for the time being. So don't get too comfortable, y'all. We're going to have to, go somewhere eventually. But for now, feels like home, We all on the comfy couches and chairs, and with no further ado, we got another good hot topic. But before I get into that, I want Miss Marissa to introduce herself to the people. Tell them a little bit about you, and then we're gonna deep dive into the conversation.
Okay, so my name is Marissa. I go by Italian Beauty Helena on my social media platforms. I'm kind of a fashion enthusiast when it comes to dressing. I feel like I have great quality when it comes to dressing my pieces and stuff like that. I'm also a single mom, and I am trying to navigate the world of parenting and dating and all the struggles and the beautiful qualities that come with that. So
All right. Well, I mean, I love it, girl. So we were able to reach out to one another. Instagram has a great way of connecting us together. But not only that, but she had seen my episode from a previous special guest. And, it's just how ironic and how beautiful it is to be able to make those genuine connections. And you presented me with a topic that I already had in my Rolodex of topics. I'm like, man, I just got to find the perfect fit. And soon as I got that opportunity, jumped right on it. So listen, y'all, she kind of already alluded to it, but we are going to talk about single and still trying to mingle, okay? Because we are, for some of us, single moms out here, or even single dads. I've done an episode with them as well. But parenting and trying to date, we want to make sure that we're finding the ways that we can navigate through that, because it does become a little bit more different, a little bit more unique than someone who doesn't have their family, already prepared in advance. But it doesn't mean that you can't find love. So I want to put that out there. So tell me, Marissa, let me get more comfortable, y'all. Y'all know how I get. And of course, the favorite journal in case I get off topic. Y'all know how I do sometimes. But first of all, what has motherhood looked like for you as of right now? Because how old is your beautiful daughter?
she's 8, going to be 9 in about a week and a half.
Yes. So how has that been? Because for one, I have 2 boys. I guess God didn't hear my prayers about just wanting a girl, just one time. So I've been, boy mom in it. But how is it to have a girl, and what's been the most fulfilling in motherhood with that?
So that's when I got pregnant, I just knew I was gonna have a girl.
Okay.
And I was so grateful that I had a girl
Wow.
because she was gonna be my one and done anyway.
Okay.
Like being a mother, it comes with struggles. And now that she's gotten into an age, I couldn't see myself focusing on another human being
Sure.
because she requires so much attention. And I don't know if that's because she's the only child
It
and
could
she
be.
gets everything because she's a
She's
spoiled little
spoiled,
thing.
uh-oh.
So she requires a abundance of attention,
Mm,
and she takes enough,
sure.
time and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what? Being a mom, I definitely know how it can be compounded,
Mhm.
as far as just the load that you have to uphold with, raising. Now you have a child, mine is
Mhm.
two boys, so children, so it just like doubles that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it does intensify sometimes where it does make it a little bit of a struggle, because
Mhm.
sometimes you can't even find time for you.
No.
And I know for myself, that was something that I struggled with for quite some time. And I would even say, even while I was married, so I had like that partnership, it was still sometimes a little bit of a problem of me just stepping away for
Mhm.
5 minutes, 10
Mhm.
minutes, let alone I would love have had a day that I could be able to just woosah, you know?
Yeah, because even if you have that two-family household,
Mhm.
I mean, it's no secret that the mom is the one
Mhm.
doing it all,
For
and
sure.
because that's just the nature of us. We want to do it all, and even though if you have somebody to help you, it can't do it better. I'm sorry, but it can't do it better than a woman. I mean, I'm just saying when it comes to kids and stuff like that, it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. The moms can still
Have
it's a
that
different
nurturing.
type of connection and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, when it came to the nurturing part, I had the down pat.
Hmm.
Okay. And I
Yeah.
think y'all probably can relate to that, my single moms out there, my beauties. But one thing that I couldn't seem to be able to overcome was the discipline part. I was not able to be the disciplinary in any way, shape, or form. That was something that I'm not going to say I was the best at.
Hmm.
And I will give kudos where it need be. I do still to this day have a great co-parenting relationship with the children's fathers, and that is shout out to my ex-husband that he really helped lay that foundation because I will say that does need that male dominance and
Hmm.
leadership, to be able to
Yes.
really now, it might be a little different with a girl, but I know boys and them being hard head and
Oh, girl, she
not wanting to
hard headed
listen
too.
and all that. Okay.
She hard headed
You
too, but
need that.
that comes from being spoiled.
Okay, for
So she's
sure.
spoiled and she gets what she wants, and so it's tough
Mhm.
to be the one to have to be the only one to have to reel it in.
Gotcha.
Especially when you have family members around that's um giving the spoiledness to them
Oh,
and
yeah.
they don't discipline. So then you are
Happen to
the
do it.
bad
Yeah, you're the
guy.
bad guy, the villain.
Mhm.
So, if you don't mind me asking, because with us having our children, of course, I don't wanna say it's optional for the dads, but, like you said, it does take us women. We are pretty much the ones that's stepping up
Mhm.
and doing the responsibilities of taking care of the children. But, in regards to, your daughter's father, is he present in her life? Do you guys
Mm-mm.
No, not
No,
okay.
no, and it's just gonna stay that way
That's
because it's
fine.
not, and it wouldn't be no big help. So
Okay.
I just, I just let you be,
I
and
get
that's
that.
just what it is.
No,
So.
and I understand completely because, like I said, I was blessed with my youngest son's father, who was my ex-husband. Like, he took on the role of not only being the father biologically to the youngest, but also with my oldest, he was that stepfather that really stepped up and
Mhm.
did what was necessary to take on a child that wasn't biologically his.
Mhm.
So I had a nice little blended family that, it took a minute, but we got it to work. And to this day, even with us having been divorced now, it'll be 5 years, he's still very much present in my oldest son's life. So that is something that's, sometimes you're blessed with, and or sometimes you got to figure it out. Because
Mhm.
as I was growing up, my mom was a single mom, and dad he hadn't quite matured yet.
Yeah.
So he liked to have fun with the fellas, and he was a young dad, so he didn't really know what all that responsibility really entailed, you
Mhm,
know? So we
mhm,
all have different dynamics, different ways of, having to raise the children and figure it out, you know?
mhm.
Now, with that being said, so how do you see the potential mate for you as well as the potential stepfather for your child? What would be ideal for you in that department of family foundation?
Honestly, it's communication for
Okay.
me, and as long as you come in and communicate things that you actually need and want,
Mhm.
it could be fine.
Okay.
The thing about it is if you surprise me along the way
Mhm.
and didn't communicate that in the beginning, that's when problems arise.
Mhm.
And I'm very straightforward with everything that I say, that what I go through and stuff like that.
Sure.
I really, when I do talk to people, I don't necessarily, they know you have a child or whatever the
Yeah,
case
no
may be,
mystery there.
but I don't dive right into, any like thing about my daughter because I don't know where is this relationship is gonna take me.
Mhm.
And so I don't need to I feel like I don't need to divulge information about my daughter until I understand where we're coming at.
Mm.
And I know I hear a lot of people say, well, do you introduce your daughter or your kid
Mhm.
to the person that you're talking to right away, or I mean, how does that timeline work? And I just feel like I wouldn't do that right
Mhm.
away, and I don't even think I would want to do that at 6 months because tables can turn so
Sure,
quickly.
absolutely.
And you one moment you real cool and stuff, and then the next minute something pops up that you wasn't communicating me to tell me,
Mhm.
and then it pops up and now we're here. You done met my daughter met you, and
Mhm.
now she's at an age where she can remember stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that at all. And like, I don't need her to be attached to somebody that's not going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I can, and I think whether you have daughters, whether you have sons, the
Mhm.
rule is still the same. You
Yeah.
definitely don't want to introduce someone too soon to your children because, again, they're your most precious and prized possession. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That they're near and dear to your heart, and you don't want to just open up your heart to just any and everybody.
Mhm.
And I do feel like there is a time when that is appropriate.
Mhm.
I feel like when you know that this person is not only serious about you,
Mhm.
but you see a strong potential for a forever future with that person.
Mhm.
That's always been my focal point in regards to dating. As soon as I got back out in these dating streets after my divorce, that was one thing that was non-negotiable for me,
Mhm.
is my children will not be meeting every Tom, Dick, and Harry that
Mhm.
come by in my life, because I have to make sure that I've done my due diligence
Mhm.
to vet this person out in and out all the way around for quite some time.
Yeah.
So to your point, 6 months I feel like is still too soon. And I will say for myself, what has worked is, I believe it was maybe closer to a year
Mhm.
before my children finally got to meet my boyfriend. And I felt I have no regrets with that,
Mhm.
because I know that I didn't want to do it too soon, because especially divorce wise, they needed time to heal from that. And aside from that, mom needs to make sure that she's being mature about, and approaching the situation from a very mature standpoint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. So, okay, I know that you also mentioned earlier, I got so many questions. So, I know earlier in the conversation, you had mentioned that you had your one and done.
Mhm.
Now, here's the thing. What if you do come across Mr. Husband to be,
Mhm.
and he wants to have children? Is that
I
now a
just,
deal breaker?
the thing about it is, cuz I'm in my 30s.
Mhm.
So, the people that I do talk to
Mhm.
are in my age range and then maybe a little bit older,
Sure.
give or take. 9 times out of 10, they come with kids.
Okay.
Um, and so, mm, people ask, "You want more kids?" No, I don't. And I
Mm,
never got any pushback to be like, "Oh, um, well, I do want kids," or I do want more kids.
mhm,
It has been, people that I talk to that don't have no kids,
mhm.
and then they talk about they want kids, and then I
Yeah.
was just like, "Well, this not gonna work for us, cause
Okay, so that has been
it's
a deal
just
breaker, basically.
like, my daughter is 9 years old. I
Yeah.
cannot see myself starting over at babies. Like,
Okay.
oh my gosh, you drive me
And I completely understand because I toggle with the idea of it. Um, at one point in time, as crazy as this may sound, y'all, I had once upon a time thought about what if I did try for that girl? And my kids were very much teenagers. They were
Mhm,
very much, and this was before things kind of fell apart in my marriage, that I pondered on the idea of possibly trying for another child.
mhm,
And, mind you, the age gap was gonna be incredibly crazy,
mhm,
but I was willing to test and see, and I think that God sometimes knows what's best for you.
mhm,
And so when things went left, in regards to everything, I had a lot of time to be able to really focus in and see if that's really something in my future. And, I was able to realize that, yeah, it's just not gonna make sense at
mhm,
this point. My oldest son will now he'll be 18
mhm,
on the
mhm.
22nd, and then my youngest will be 16, So for
Yeah,
me, I'm almost to the finish line, so it did have to, kinda make sense. So I get where you're coming from for sure.
yeah.
Now, however, I will say different strokes for different folks because I did tell God, like, it would be that rare occasion that I meet Mr. Right,
Yes, and be
Mr. Right,
married.
and be married, and he doesn't have any children, and
Mhm,
his desire is to have children. I would definitely have done it under that circumstance alone, okay? Just that. But blessed to my boo, he does not want children, that's okay. So we got that communication early. I think that's another thing that some people tend to forget in dating is you need to make your expectations very clear,
mhm,
whether you want family or not,
mhm,
whether you're okay with, blended families, whether you want to be married or not. So that's something that I'm always very upfront and honest. Hey, I'm intentionally dating with the goal of being married. So if you're just dating to have fun, if you're just dating to see where this goes and flows, then I'm probably not going to be the right one for you. So I
mhm,
think it's very important, you guys, to have y'all deal breakers, to have y'all standards and boundaries in place, because that way no surprises get, clock you in the face 8 months later and you done already caught feelings.
mhm.
If we put this on the table early, then we can figure out whether this is going to be a go or this is going to be a no. S-
Yeah,
Plain and simple.
simple.
Now, have you had some moments where in dating, have you had some moments where dating did seem to be going good and you were making that connection and then you find something that is like a definite no for you? And it didn't have to be whether to have children or not children, but maybe it was something you realized is a red flag for him.
He didn't do what he was supposed to do. But this is somebody that I was actually in a relationship with
Okay.
that didn't do what he was supposed to do, and just was very like irresponsible and stuff like that, to the point
Mm,
where I'm like, well, this can't continue. And this when my daughter was younger and I
okay.
knew this person.
Okay.
I was just like, I can't have you messing up stuff.
Okay.
And I knew it wasn't gonna go anywhere.
Now, how long had you guys been together before you
So
started
we
realizing this?
actually it's funny because we actually I met him at 23,
Mhm.
and we broke up, and then after I had her, we got back together
Mhm.
because I actually really didn't want to date.
Okay.
And I was like, and he was not around,
Okay.
and it was like, okay, well, we can just talk, and but then it became something. And
Mm.
but he didn't have his stuff together. And
Okay.
it's like, I'm not talking about monetary
Yeah, I was
material
gonna
things. It's
say.
just like your matureness
Okay.
of not being capable of doing what you're set out to do. You're just running around and just acting a dang on fool,
Oh.
saying like that.
So definitely very immature in some
Yeah,
areas that
immature.
were where you couldn't ignore.
Yeah, and it's just
Okay.
like I can't sit here and do this. I'm not gonna do this. This is wasting time, honestly.
Mhm.
And so I let it go. I just let it go. If he was that not mature enough, didn't communicate.
Mhm.
That's one of the things. Like no communication.
Okay.
After him, I was just like, I'm too through. Well, I talked to him in the late 20s, and
Mhm.
then I reached 30, and I was like, ugh, I can't do this.
Okay.
I cannot do this. I was like, I don't want to be in another relationship
Mhm.
because
It was just a lot.
it was a lot. It was a lot. The connections that I make is more like friend level. I can make friends easily,
Mhm.
and I can build a friendship and a bond with somebody so easily that when I was done with him, it was just I was just like I just couldn't figure out what to do next when it came to
Mm.
dating. Like it wasn't going to be a right for me. Like I just didn't know where to go next because I'm in my 30s.
Mhm.
I don't know what dating look like honestly in 30s. I
Okay.
know my 20s, and you don't have your more free.
You
Because
do
you're
have
more like
yeah. You're
you're
figuring it
younger.
out. Yeah, you're
You're
still
younger, and
Mhm.
you don't really care.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, you really don't care. And then so when you get to your 30s, you was like, okay, I can't jump into relationships as easy as I would have if I was still in my 20s,
Yeah.
because so I don't know how to navigate being 30 and being in a relationship, honestly. If be truthful.
Okay, so you still right now you would say that that's still the case?
Yeah, that's still the case. Cause
Wow.
okay, so it's a married man that came in my DMs and asked me on a date. I said, "Go take
Mm.
your wife on a date." Like, true
Wow.
story. I was like,
But
"This
did he
is."
tell you he was married?
I asked him, so he asked me, "Can I take you on a date?" And I went on his page and I scrolled it, and I'm like, "These pictures is old." Picture that he was with somebody was
Mhm.
old. So thinking in my head, he could be with somebody, or he could just not have deleted anything, and
Yeah,
because people just don't delete their pictures and stuff like that. So I said,
possibility.
"Are you single?" He was like, "I'm married." I mean, said it so confident. I'm like, "Take your wife on a date."
Oh my gosh.
Like, I
Mm.
say, "Oh, I had to screenshot this one and put it on Instagram because I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm so scared." I'm like, "You married?" I'm like, "I can't, no."
Wow.
I mean, that's somebody that's married too.
Yeah. And that one that's always been I mean, that's a no-brainer. I mean, you married. What are we doing here?
And then you think about like, is y'all trying to do something? Because I'm
And
just
that
like,
there
but
have been
usually,
cases.
wouldn't that be like the women that would initiate? I just feel like if that was the case, you have women to initiate that type of thing. I don't know.
Sometimes, but I have heard where as long as the woman was okay with it, she gave him kind of like the permission to scout and look for they fun time.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Yes.
I'm like, ask your wife on a date, block, peace.
Hey y'all, I know you're enjoying the episode of Beauty Told. We're gonna get right back to it. But first I have a question for you. Have you been struggling in your relationship or maybe lack thereof and just need someone you can trust to talk to? Or maybe you find yourself back in them tired, played out games and wonder how in the world did I get here? Well, guess what? You now can book a session with me at beautytold.com and let's talk about it. Let's heal, let's grow, let's build so that way you can become your better self and that way you can attract what you are desiring and get the relationship that you so deserve. Oh, and don't forget to get your merch such as hoodies as well as mugs. Let's sip, let's talk, and let's make that positive change. We're going to become our best self and I'm going to help you to get there. So again, I have so many to choose from as far as varieties that's best suited for you. Grab the relationship coaching that's going to be that game changer for you. And I can't wait to see you there. What are you waiting for? It's unfortunate because I think that we all can relate that it is scary and you do come across a lot of, not so good suitors when it comes to dating. And you do have to do your due diligence. I mean, this is the point where you have to, like, literally have value and worth to be like, "No."
Mhm.
And, as some of us may be more, wanting and yearning that desire to have someone, not when first of all, when the person ain't even yours. And then secondly, that we're lowering our standards to a new low. You'll never get anything from that, and I know that just from experience.
Mhm.
So okay, so I know that things can be scary with dating. I mean, I too can attest to that because when I got divorced, I had been married for 12 years.
Mm.
I didn't know the first thing about dating. And I know for me, one of the things, just like yourself, is I'm not going to worry about dating right now. I was somewhat open to it, but I wasn't looking for it actively.
Mhm.
And I remember I came across someone very soon after I was divorced, and he was just super duper cool. So we hit it off, and I decided to go outside of my normal dating pool
Mhm.
because he was not someone that I would normally have gone for in regards to, looks compatibility and all that type of stuff. But have you found yourself, when trying to date, have you went outside of the checklist? Because all of us have our checklist, girl. Don't try to tell me you don't. To be able to see, well, let me see, maybe dating this shorter guy might work, or maybe dating.
I had no problem talking to somebody that's shorter than me.
Oh, good, because some do. So good.
The relationship, he was like I think maybe 2 inches shorter than me.
Oh, well, that's not too bad though.
Yeah,
That's not
so
too
I'm
bad.
like, and then it's been shorter people than that. I just never looked. I don't know. I never we never gotten to the point where we would date and stuff like that, but it's not
Mhm.
like a deal breaker or anything like that.
Okay.
Honestly, if I have a type, but
Mhm.
if you see the people that I do communicate with, you be like, "That ain't even close to your dang on type," honestly,
Okay.
because I feel like N I mean, you want somebody that you can look at and stuff like that, but as actually, you want to have qualities that is more than just appearance
For sure.
because
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not saying that just give somebody that you just can't completely be attracted to because you still had to look at that person. You still had to be like, "Okay, well, I had to have some attractiveness and stuff
Mhm.
like that." But if they're not attracting your mind, then
Okay. Now
what
we're
can you do for
okay.
me? Because
Now we're tapping
like,
into
yeah.
something. Yeah. That was one of the things, and I think that that comes with maturity, that comes with growth, to being able to get, outside of just surface level,
Mhm,
and being able to have those intellectual conversations, to be able to get more of their inner qualities and genuineness, so that way you can really see if it's going to be a real fit.
mhm,
Yeah, we can look great on each other's arms,
mhm.
but what else do we have? You know what I
Right.
mean? And that was one of the things that I also too had to come to realization. So beauties and gents, I'm telling you that we do at some point have to we gotta get off the list. We gotta get off the list because that was mine was always, you're tall, dark, and handsome. And my boo, he's very handsome. Okay, let's not I ain't eliminate that off the list. However, he's not chocolate like I normally go for. But once I got to really getting to know him, and first of all, he's such a nerd. We joke about this, so it's okay for me to say this. He's such a nerd. But that was one of the things that attracted me. And
Mhm,
now back in my like younger 20s, I would have missed that because that would have been a more of a turn off than a turn on for me
mhm,
because of the immaturity. So you're right, in your 20s, you're just like, yeah, you're just joking, you play. But in your 30s, you be like, hey, I need someone that seriously is going to be someone I can depend on,
mhm,
be someone that's going to have my back when I'm going through it, to be able to teach me some things. Like I said, I've told you guys countless times, I've learned about stocks thanks to him, and him being so into, investments, and he even has his favorite author. I didn't know there was such a thing. So now I'm like, oh, let me find me one. So it tends to have a more positive influence on you when you get to be suited with someone that really is on a different level than what you're
mhm,
used to.
mhm. Yeah.
Now, I will ask this. Has there ever been a time when you were dating that you did feel like someone was on, like, another level than what you have been used to in dating, and you pondered that this could possibly this could possibly work, he's different from all the rest. Have you encountered that yet?
I say I have encountered somebody like that, and it was actually a friend,
Mm.
and he it definitely was very encouraging, like, encouraged me to do a lot of things,
Mhm.
and, just encourage, like, working out or
Yeah.
encourage, like, reading the Bible and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, and I'm like, I'll sit and listen to him, and I'm like, I don't know everything that's in the Bible,
Right.
but I'm willing to listen, and I
Yeah.
like that because if you can teach me something, please
Yeah,
teach
teach
me.
me, yes.
And if you're good at it, and he was really good at it and stuff like
Okay.
that. So it made me like, okay, well, what happened next? Or like,
Mm.
let me go in and read it for myself
Sure.
and maybe have questions to ask you, later on. You
So
know,
just the so you had
that was a
no
friend, but
okay.
and had feelings, but
He had feelings for
no, I
you.
had feelings for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so but it never got that way because, again, it was no communication. I feel like I had no
Mm.
communication and, like, with the
Mm.
people that I talk to, it's like they communicate one thing but do another thing.
Give me an example, because I know you've mentioned that a few times, the communication. I know that can be so broad, you know? So give me an example
So,
where communication was we was on 2 different wavelengths.
you I need you to make a certain amount of money. And if you don't make that certain amount of money, we
Mhm.
can't talk. But you're talking to me like we could work towards that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So seeming like there was possible hope,
Uh-huh.
but in reality, because you didn't make that, set amount of money,
Yeah.
that he wasn't quite interested.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it's the other way around. Okay. All right. But that is interesting that a guy
Yeah.
had a certain dollar amount he
It's not a dollar amount, but it's certain things that he would just require.
mm,
Like, so if it wasn't a good, like, if you didn't have a job or something like that,
mhm.
it's that's like, no, I can't do anything. Like, I can't be with you because you don't make um
Don't
a healthy
income.
a healthy income living,
Mm.
you know?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Um I mean, I know that everybody has their preferences.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have seen different, whether it's game shows, or I know one thing that I used to be stuck on for a little bit was the whole pop the balloon thing. And some of the things that I've heard on that show some of it makes sense now. Don't get me wrong, but a
Mhm.
lot of it be like, okay, they could change the outfit. Oh,
Mhm.
you're wearing red today. Pop. It's like, okay, what I could have wear blue. I had blue in my suitcase. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing? So I think that for certain people, if they're gonna be that nitpicky in regards to that,
Mhm.
instead of helping to, help you to get to that point,
Yes, to bring, like, if you want the table all up, finished, done, decorating and stuff,
Mhm.
the table can break. You
It
could be
can.
rich one day and broke the next day. So
That is
I just
true.
don't understand when somebody's like, you have to have it
Yeah.
all together or nothing.
Yeah.
It
It's
is,
it's not.
it's like you have stepping stones to get to that point. You just
Mhm.
sometimes, especially if somebody already coming, you have everything, they
Mhm.
gonna be like, well, I don't want you, I don't need you.
That's true. And I feel like in a relationship, and I have personally experienced this, with my now current relationship, you are able to learn and grow off of one another.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that my boyfriend is he's very established, meaning, got his finances together. Like I said, been teaching me about stocks that I knew about money management. There's some things that I have strong suit in, but he matches that.
Mhm.
So at some point I used to ask him, I said, so what is it that I actually bring to the table? Because I mean, when I met you, which it was unlike any other guys I had ever met, he had his credit together.
Mhm.
He had his finances together. He has no children.
Mhm.
He's very responsible. He's the go-to person in his family in regards to that mediator and things like that. So for me, I've always in past relationships in my dating and even in my marriage was the helpmate to help a person because they had terrible credit or they didn't know how to save $10. And so for me, this was out of my norm. I was so used to having to be the helper, and then you come across somebody that has it all the way together. What can I bring to this situation?
Mhm.
And I literally had to ask him that. What do I do for you? And beauties, this is where it does go beyond, the surface things. He said, what you bring to me that others don't is peace.
Mhm.
You bring me peace. You bring me a safe haven. You bring me where I don't have to worry or stress about us arguing and bickering over small, tedious things. We're able to have mature conversations when maybe we don't, see eye to eye. And it doesn't have to blow up in each other's face. It doesn't have to go crazy and violent or, chaotic. He's like, "You out of everyone has been peaceful." And he said, "I will take that over any dollar amount. You don't have to make six figures and all that type of stuff." He was like, "Just be my peace."
Yeah.
So for beauties and for gents, like just know that sometimes what you're looking for, or what you bring to the table, it may not be monetary. So to your point, but it can be other things that someone would see that supersedes
Mhm.
whatever money could be out here in this world, because everybody's different and everybody's looking for something in particular, and for some, money don't mean a thing.
With the whole monetary thing, I'm
Mhm.
not a monetary type of person.
Mhm.
So for somebody to say, "Well, you need to have all of this,"
Mhm.
but I mean, yeah, we live in a world a year. See, I still live with my mama.
Okay.
So, and cuz it's a struggle cuz I deal with lupus. I do have lupus.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
it's a struggle working.
Yeah.
So, it's like I work and then I had to stop, and I work and then I had to stop. And so it's like
Mm.
a back and forth type of thing like that.
Sure.
So, to say that you can't be with somebody because they don't make a certain amount of money or they don't have their own stuff,
Mhm.
that just doesn't make sense because I'm not out here like totally down, totally bad.
Mhm.
It's just things that is beyond my control sometimes,
Sure.
but that doesn't um reflect in my character.
Absolutely.
So when you say be peace, I bring peace.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's just when you feel like you have a good quality and they overlook it, then that's when it's like,
And so now I get more understanding of why you
mhm,
feel a little, and it becomes discouraging when you think about
mhm.
dating. But well, honey, let me just do this, because this gonna be out of the norm for Beauty Told. But let me just uplift you for a second, sis, and I just want to let you know that it's just that those weren't the right guys for you.
Mhm.
And I have learned from having my few toes before I found my prince or whatever, that it's just certain people that is just not gonna meet up to who you need in
Yeah.
your life, and
Mhm.
that's okay. You not missing
Yes.
nothing by having them out your life,
Right.
okay? Trust
Yeah.
and believe. They just didn't see your value and worth, but it doesn't mean that the man that's for you,
Mhm.
he gonna see all of that and then some, and he gonna be
Mhm.
like, "Where have you been my whole life?"
Right. If I can get to that point, because like I said, I'm nervous to like date.
Aw.
So like I am like, people would ask me, "Do you want to go on a date?" And I'll beat around the bush. I'll be like, "No, not really. And then I will,
Mhm.
like this year, I started getting out of my comfort zone more.
Okay.
And when somebody asks me on a date, I'm like, sure. But then when the communication
Uh-huh.
came to the day that we was actually supposed to hang out, or go on a date, he didn't communicate. It was no communication and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So then I'm like, okay, well, I don't need to talk to you no more.
He
Cause
didn't ghost you, did he?
I don't even think he had planned anything, so that's a problem too.
That's a big
But
problem.
he was like, "Okay, well, let me see, what I can do." Not what I can do, but, like, what
How
we
he can be able to arrange
yeah,
this?
and then
Okay.
because he was like, Imma message you in a little bit." So, yeah. So,
Mm.
a couple hours went by, and I never got a message. I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna let it get to me," because, honestly, I didn't really wanna go for real, and 2, it's okay. So, but a couple days later, he came and messaged me again. And I was like, "Well, first of all, I told you that," and this is I'm so completely honest when it comes to dating. I said, "First of all, I told you that I'm already iffy when it comes to dating. So
Mm.
for the fact that you said, okay, I'm going to come up with something and I'm gonna let you know in a little bit, you didn't communicate that with me. So
Mm.
now you're coming to me and asking me, can we try it again? Apologies and stuff like that. No, no, because
Yeah.
I said, now I feel like it's sketchy
Yeah,
because
you have
like
every
now
right
you
to.
trying to, I feel like I'm getting set up now. So it's
Mm.
like, no, I'm not. And he tried and he apologized and he was like, well, let me show. No, I feel like you had your one chance to try
Mm.
because like I communicated with you that I'm not really for the dating and stuff like that, but I said we can try.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Okay, that's a lot going on. So first of all, you weren't wrong.
Mhm.
I do believe that if someone shows you who they are,
Mhm.
believe them. And a man that is really looking to date you and really get to know you, honey, he gonna do all the things. He gonna pull
Yeah.
out all the stops.
Yeah.
Honey, my first date after being divorced, that I remember he would let me know where we wanna be, where Imma meet him at, because of course, I don't know you like that, so you're not coming to my house, okay?
Mhm.
So we knew that very clear, so he let me know the location, he let me know the time, he even made the mistake of sending me the screenshot of everything, and in the notes, it showed that I was supposed to get flowers at the table.
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, you gonna give me flowers? That's so sweet." I said, "I feel like this wasn't supposed to be something I seen though." And he was like, "Oh shoot," you know what I mean?
This
And
the
then
one
I
that
didn't get
like
the flowers because he said I already
anime.
knew what was coming, so I feel like I shouldn't have said that. But a man that really like wants to like get to know you and
Mhm.
everything, he's gonna pull out all this stuff. And I
Oh
tell you, this
yeah.
restaurant was top notch. I'm like, okay, this fancy, you know.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is, for me, I can't speak for everybody else, it don't even gotta be all that. He coulda just took me on a coffee
I
date.
was just about to
He
say
just took
that,
me on a
like,
coffee date.
you don't have to pull up the stops and stuff like that. I mean, it's cute. It's cute for aesthetic purposes and stuff like that, man.
Yeah.
If you want to do that social
Sure.
media stuff, I went on a coffee date.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I
I
don't mind
mean,
those. I went
it's
on a gym day. I don't mind
yeah,
those.
like it's not a big deal. I don't need you to show me the amount of money that you make on a dinner.
Mhm.
Cause one, I don't even eat that much. So I mean, it's like I'm not gonna I don't wanna eat. Honestly, I don't
Mm.
wanna go to dinner. Like, I
Okay.
wanna do something, like, actually, like, that's fun. So, and that's what I don't understand about women, like, you gotta take me, to a restaurant. Like, I don't get
Yeah.
that because
For the
what is
little
that
girls,
steak
honey, for
dinner
us
gonna do
grown
to you?
women, no. We ain't paying attention to
It's
all
like
that.
and I really feel like men nowadays, they like, if I'm not taking you to a restaurant, it's
Mhm.
like nothing. It's like nothing to them.
You
So
know what? Well, my gents will know that it don't take all that. I told y'all
mhm,
what it is. I told you the rules of dating, and if not, go back to my archive and look at that episode because I would best suggest you start off with the coffee dates. You
mhm,
start off with the walk in the park. You start off with small things. Don't you ain't gotta come right out the gate extravaganza. You don't.
mhm,
But eventually, 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 make sure that's done. Okay.
mhm,
But I think that also I will say is key in what's helped me in dating, just to
mhm,
give you a little dating tip, from sis to sis.
mhm.
I would say get that conversation going first. Before y'all even talk about going on a date, see if y'all connect first.
And That's
See
exactly
if y'all
what I
connect
do.
first.
I rather
Mhm.
connect with you
Yeah.
before I go on a date with you. I
Yeah.
feel like if I don't have anything to talk about, then I feel like the date's just gonna be awkward
That part.
because I'm firstly, I'm social. I have social anxiety.
Do you? Okay. I've learned later in my life I do too. Yeah.
And I can really be like, sit there and not just and be nervous. Not unless
Mhm.
that person is like a talker and stuff like that and can communicate and
Mhm.
stuff like that, then I guess it's cool because then I he can bounce ideas off of me and stuff like that. Like to me, so I can be able to speak to him.
Mhm.
But other than that, I just feel like I'm gonna just be sitting here and it's gonna be awkward because I'm not a good person to talk to unless you give me something.
Yeah.
Then I could talk your head off.
Okay.
I really will, and I will make you laugh.
Okay.
I'm so it's just I'm funny. I feel like I'm like a roll with the punches type of girl. And
Mhm.
like if it's something funny, I will make you laugh, but it gotta be like just right. It's just not
Of
like I'm
course.
just not do 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 do. And I'm just
Uh-huh.
not talking and things like that. And I just feel like if I can talk to you on the phone and just
Mhm.
carry on a conversation with you,
Mhm.
then we're gonna work. But that I don't want you to taking me on a date is not going to make me jump for joy, honestly, like that. It's just not. I
Mhm.
don't know, because I'm just and I don't know if that's because I'm just not a materialistic person that is just not going to do anything for me.
Mhm.
It's just I don't know. It's just weird.
Well, you know what? I don't even think it's that. I just think that it is you don't want to waste time because as moms, because just going back to that and relevance to us being moms, we don't have that lot. We don't have a lot of time.
Mhm.
Now I will, but people will take time for the ones that they do want to get to know. So let me put that disclaimer out there. So
Mhm.
I will set aside some time for you now, and let's see if we can have conversation. Let's see if we do have some commonalities between the two of us. Let's see if we can stay up 2, 3 hours talking on the phone and I fell asleep on you. You know what I mean? Like, let's see if that is really genuinely there authentically and on a daily. Let me
Mhm.
see if you're gonna consistently text me in the morning and at least check on me. Do you care about me enough to check on me? So those little things I'm making mental note, and I should hope that he's doing the same to realize, oh yeah, this person is dope, or oh yeah,
Mhm.
she's super cool. And now we're ready to go to that next step, which is the date.
Mhm.
I truly don't believe in putting the cart before the horse. I believe that you need to have the conversation before the date. The date should not become come before the conversation.
Mhm.
That's me, and I've seen more success that way because you're right. If we having dead conversations, I done already canceled you. And you might have canceled me. I don't know. You
Yeah.
might have canceled
See,
me.
like, you not so, entertaining either, but it's like, I feel like you should come within you asked me on a date.
Yeah. But honey, you gotta earn this date.
Mhm.
Okay. So know that beauties, make them earn it.
Mhm.
Gents, make her earn it. Like that. Let's make sure. Let's get let's address the elephant in the room. Let's see if we are even compatible.
Yeah.
So nobody gotta waste no money and
Yeah.
nobody gotta waste no time. Cause honey,
Mhm.
one thing in life you cannot get back is your time. So let's not waste it unnecessarily.
Yeah. And then, like, so I had got another offer to go on a date, but I haven't heard anything, no communication.
Mm.
And I'm just like, first of all, you haven't even planned a date. We haven't even set a time to do the date.
Mhm.
But now I don't get no communication or
So there's
from
no
you.
consistency of
So
phone calls or texts or
yeah, so I
anything.
just be like, what's the point? Honestly, that's what I'm just
Flip 'em.
like, what's the point of you asking me out if you're not gonna keep the conversation going?
Yeah. Well, because they're not serious.
Yeah.
They're not serious. And you're not
Yeah.
wrong for saying, okay, well, I no longer want the date.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is a valuable lesson that beauties and gents, I hope that y'all have already been doing is if someone is not showing that they are consistently wanting to get to know you and get to that point of us, furthering this to see if we can, date and spend time with one another, let them go. It's
Yeah.
all right. Block and delete.
Yes.
Block and delete. And that's it. And I
Especially when you
promise.
ask, like they take all
I know.
like take the time to sit there and talk to you and stuff like that, and to know that I don't do this dating thing. Because, like I said, "I don't know, I'm not into dating." But it's like I'm trying, so
Mhm.
I try to get out there and be like, "Okay, well, let's see what dating look like this year." And I swear I've been asked so many times now, some people I just be like, "No, I'm not interested," and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then others be like, "Okay, yeah, we can see where it go." And then you get hit with the if you're not communicating, or get hit with the one that didn't say anything the
Mhm.
same day, and then a couple days later texts me and said, "Hey, like everything was okay." Like,
Oh, yeah, nah, nah. I
mhm,
mean, you know what? If I were you too, this would be another tip that I would say might work more favorable if you're really I know that dating to you is sorta optional, but kinda not. 'Cause I mean, eventually you do wanna find your Prince
mhm,
Charming. You do
yeah,
wanna find your soulmate, and I get that.
mhm,
I wouldn't even lead with the fact of you saying that I'm not really interested in dating or, like, you kinda make it optional where it doesn't give them that, um like, it doesn't make it where you're maybe interested in them because
mhm,
they're reading it as a, I mean, we can go on a date. I mean, I guess, like,
yeah.
they may be taking it that way. So
Right.
I would probably not even lead with that. I would just be open to it. And in the back of your mind, you could be like, I mean, I ain't gotta have this date. They don't gotta know what you thinking, but in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, we're gonna see how this goes. But I wouldn't lead with it because I
Mhm.
think that might be detouring a lot of them from
Yeah.
taking you seriously, and
Right.
they're now just using it as nonchalantly as they're conveying it from you.
Mhm.
So that could be that could be.
Yeah, it could be, cause then
Mhm.
it's like it's no urgency to
Mhm.
plan
Cause now
something.
it's just like, okay, well, she don't
Then
really
I
care, so
then
why should I, you know what I mean? Like, for my beauties, I know that this is a crazy game, and it's risky, and you gotta, to a certain degree, put your guard down, and it's scary. I
it
know,
really
cause trust
is.
me, I mean, I came out of a 12-year marriage, like, what am I gonna do from here? Where do I go? There was no rule book for me, there was no playbook, there was no nothing. I just had to figure it out. But one of the things I will say, y'all, is that there are men out here that want you.
Mhm.
Is the problem is finding the right one
Mhm.
that's gonna have the right intentions.
Mhm.
And we might have to go to 10 or 20 different days or 30, 40 before we find that one. But I'm telling you that one person is going to be the one that come out of nowhere when you least expect it. And that's gonna be the game changer where you realize like, oh, this is why I had to go through all of that to get to this,
Mhm.
because now it's worth it, because now this person is reaching out to me every day. Now this person is being intentional with date nights. Now this person is making sure that he's thinking about me and he's listening to me because now he's doing my love language. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And then
you'll find them.
that's the thing about it. I guess if you're not fully engaged in what I'm doing and saying hello to me all the time, then I feel like I'm not gonna take it seriously. Like on, you know. So I just if he came back and said, "Oh, I want to try another day," then I just wouldn't even want to do it because you didn't stay consistent
Mhm.
with asking me and talking. Now we haven't even planned nothing yet, but you haven't said anything since then.
Mhm.
So it's like you just not consistent.
Yeah. Well, and that's how you know, moving on. I had a guy that did the same thing to me. We was flirting up a storm, when we was front, it was at my job.
Mhm.
I try not to mingle personal and business, but whatever. He was fine at the time.
Mhm.
So, we was doing all that talking, he was doing all that texting, and then it just came to a screeching halt and I ain't hear nothing. I'm like, what the heck? And then he would do something else, you know what I mean? Or he would reply on my Instagram or whatever the case may be. And for a small tidbit of time, I was entertaining it. And then the light hit.
Mhm.
And I'm like, the inconsistency you are showing me means that I can only imagine what the future would be of this continuing.
Mhm.
I don't want no parts of this.
Right.
And I let him know. So I did a polite, mature text message back to him. I appreciate the compliment. And although you seem like a great guy at the time, I feel like this has not been a consistent enough communication for
Mhm.
me. I wish you well with your future endeavors
Mhm.
and God bless. And honey, that's it. Don't reach out to me no more. Don't waste no
Right.
more of my time. Even
Please.
when it's something as simple as a text message. I could be texting my bae, okay? And you stand in the way. So it's
Yeah.
okay that I know you're experiencing these now, but I can guarantee, I can almost guarantee you there will be a guy that will come. And I don't know how you're gonna come now. I don't know if you're gonna come through your DMs. I don't know if you're gonna meet him in the grocery store. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but he will show you that he can be that consistent factor. Because these guys right now, and I'm glad that you are recognizing it early and saying, like, nah, I'm not even going to entertain a date because you couldn't even keep consistent with your text messages.
Mhm.
He's letting you know that that is what you can expect even moving forward is the inconsistency.
Yeah.
So you're not wrong.
Right.
So, and I feel like for us as mothers, that's something that we can't play with.
No.
We can't play with because we have children that we now at some point or another want to intermingle into this particular individual's life, and if they're not solid, then we're building off of shaky grounds and it's just gonna
Yeah.
fall down.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
it's gonna happen for you, girl. But when it comes to healthy relationship, what would you like the healthy relationship to look like? I know you said communication,
mhm.
but your ideal man walks through this door today. What do you want all of him to encompass?
Even if you're not where you wanna be,
Mhm.
you have the drive to be there,
Mhm.
to get to that point,
Okay.
and you have to, understand that you're not gonna get everything that you want,
Mhm.
but you're gonna keep moving forward so you can reach that potential that you know
Sure.
that you have. Also, to not hide who you are
Mhm.
and, just show me be
Okay.
real with me and don't hide, like, any quirks that you have about
So if
yourself.
he likes anime, you want to be able to know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
cause
All
I
right.
could watch it with you. I
Okay.
don't like it. I probably wouldn't like it, honestly, but I'll watch it with you. I don't like
Uh-huh.
sports, but I'll watch it with you.
Sure.
And it actually came to a point where I was like, one person that I was talking to, he did betting and stuff like that.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I had got into that and I'm like, I won one time and then I lost and I said, this ain't for me, but I'm glad you like it, whatever.
Yeah, you tried it.
I try to learn stuff, whatever. I'll watch Super Bowl with you. I'll do that. I don't care. Is because that's what make you happy. Now, what you gonna watch like some girly makeup stuff or some
Yeah,
fashion
the
stuff?
compromise will come. It
That's
will
what
come.
I need you to do for me.
Mhm.
I can do and be who you not who you want
Mhm.
me to be for you, but to get into your
Yeah,
lane.
you'll adapt to
You
his
know,
type
uh,
of environment
yeah,
and his yeah, I
yeah.
get you. All right.
Mhm.
So, okay, so what you asked for is fairly simple,
It's very simple.
it's nothing complex. So,
Really not. It's
again, and I feel like for, both beauties and just that really are intentionally dating, it usually is simpler than what we try to make it out to be. But again, the right person got to get to know you in order to know that about you.
yeah. But
So,
the way that dating is set up now is so materialistic though. So
mhm.
it is hard to find somebody that's not all about material things.
Okay. You know what? I feel like I feel like you're on the right track because you will find it just on the simple fact that you even told me that you're willing to date outside of like your usual norm. Even my short kings get an opportunity. So I do feel like with you enlarging that, you know, dating pool territory, you'll find your prince. It's just,
Mhm.
just be patient. And I think what you're doing is excellent in regards to if they not serious, nip it in the bud. Don't even entertain
Mhm.
it anymore. But like I said, the right guy, he's going to be consistent from day one, from
Mhm.
start one. I've been a year and a half in,
Mhm.
and that man ain't let his foot off the gas yet. So I can be able to be the living proof and testimony that it can happen
Mhm.
and it will happen for y'all as well. So just stay true to yourself, your values, your standards, your boundaries. It will happen whether
Mhm.
you're a single mom in it or whether you're single. It makes no difference. All
Mhm.
right. All right. So listen, I have
Mhm.
to ask before we even get to the what's the tea, I just have to ask this one important question, probably the most important question of this whole entire episode. And that is, Marissa, what makes you beautiful?
I would say my personality because I am a shy person, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a firecracker when I'm passionate about things.
Sure.
So I would say that I'm a very good people person,
Mhm.
and I feel like people gravitate towards me because of my calming nature. I always get told that I'm very calming, very peaceful,
Okay, that's
to talk
good.
to and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I feel like I don't judge unless you do something that needs
Mhm.
to be judged. Then I will come to you as a grown person and be
Sure.
like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
You know, I also think my humor, I'm very funny, honestly. I can't make jokes like that, but I feel like
But
I'm
when you
just funny where
do,
I will
yeah.
make people laugh. I don't know what it is about
I
that, but
believe
I
it.
feel like, people just be laughing.
That's
I be like,
good. That's it.
so
Everybody love to laugh.
yeah, everybody, I love to laugh. And if you can make me laugh, it's just,
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Game on.
game on.
All
Like,
right.
yeah. And, um, my creativeness, I'm so creative. I'm
Good.
in school for actually graphic design, so I love art and everything about art. So I'm actually like
Good.
incorporating into like fashion and stuff
I
like
yeah,
that. So I
I
feel
see
like
your page. Okay.
yeah, girly
Yes,
fashion
I love
and
it.
everything. So it's like I'm very creative.
Well, like I said, the right person's gonna appreciate that because
Mm,
you ain't just sitting around twiddling your fingers, girl. You doing
uh,
something. You in school,
yeah,
trying to better yourself. So
yeah,
don't get discouraged in the
yeah.
dating pool. Stay confident.
I,
Stay open minded,
yeah.
and it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
And I love your beautiful qualities. Those
Thank you.
definitely make you beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, now before I let you go, let's do the rapid fire questions of what's the tea. So a little different, y'all, than the normal scenario. So I'm actually gonna hit my girl Marissa with a few rapid fire questions, and let's see if she pass.
Okay.
All right. So first one is, what would you say was your biggest dating mistake?
Giving somebody a second chance.
Ooh. Ooh, I think we all have learned that. I understand. Yeah, do you do and the important thing is you learn from it.
Hmm.
Biggest, what would you say is the biggest green flag? I feel like you told us that in the beginning of the
That's
episodes.
communication.
It was the
Hmm.
communication. It does it every time.
Yeah.
Trust me, gents. I promise you, because that's one of the good qualities about my man is that communication be on point. Even when I want to hear about my time management and whatnot, you know. Not this, another conversation, another time. One relationship lesson every single mom you feel should know.
It's just not introducing your
Hmm.
child to somebody so early on and you don't even know anything about this person.
That's a good
And
one.
so at least a year. At least a
Okay.
year.
All right, Marissa.
They say you need to do it right now, but I just don't
Mm-mm.
find that
I wouldn't
tangible
do that.
because, yeah, I know that whether or not the child will like that person,
Hmm.
I need to know if I like you first before they get that I like
That
you.
part.
And if they don't like you, well, then that means something wrong about you, kind of.
Oh,
So
that could.
because I'm always at the end of the day, I probably will all well, not probably, but I will choose my child side
Hmm.
because they are the ones that have to be in there too. But I still
Yeah.
have to know you before I can introduce you to that person.
No, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And you ain't wrong about that.
Hmm.
And one word to describe healthy love. So just one word.
Energy.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mhm.
I hope y'all had fun on this episode of Beauty Told with my girl Marissa. Thank you so much for coming on and
Thank
being open and
you.
transparent about the dating world. And
Hmm.
like you said, it comes with challenges and struggles, but the overall goal is that there is somebody out there, regardless of
Hmm.
if you have children or not. We all are going to find love. I
And
am confident.
that's so true because I keep hearing it's somebody for everybody.
It really
And I'm
is
like,
though. It
I hear
is.
that so many times, and I'm just like, I mean, okay, I get you.
Yeah.
I hear it. I see
Yeah.
you. I understand.
Yep.
And I hear it from different people all the time. So,
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
mhm,
I will say one of my, and I try not to idolize him, but one of my favorite couples is Russell Wilson and Sierra. And Sierra came with, a bonus.
mhm,
She had her child, and again, she met her husband or
mhm,
her future husband at the time, and he took him as his own.
mhm,
And they've been able to just build and grow and love, and now they're over 10 years together
mhm.
as far as marriage.
And it's completely opposite from what she was dating.
Yes,
She
date
flipped
out
it.
y'all norm. I
That
promise
yeah,
y'all,
date somebody that you just normally would not
date
date.
out your
That I think
norm.
that's the thing about it.
Mhm. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all,
Mhm.
the nerds is what's up. Tell me. Love you, babe. All right, guys. Faith Journal is coming. I ran into a slight snag because the editor guy that I sent for my final formatting, he was saying that he's having issues formatting. So me and Bay are going to take time and we're gonna get this figured out. Cause one way or another, I don't care what the devil try to do. It's so funny how I'm running into so many obstacles. That means that this is so needed for everybody. So I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to do what it do until this is in every single person's hands. And okay, it ain't exactly like this, but it's similar. And I promise y'all, everybody's going to have one in their hands, ready for purchase real soon. And I'm not going to let the devil stop. No, he's not going to stop no flow. Just like in love, y'all, how I'm having to overcome these obstacles with this faith journal, you got to overcome some obstacles in love. But eventually, we're going to get to the finish line and we're going to get to the goal. So I hope that encourages someone, that blesses someone in some way, shape, or form. I love you guys so, so much. Again, shout out to my team, Overflow Studios, Alien Eye Photos. I am nothing without my team. I am nothing without them dedicating so much to making this fabulous, glowing, flowing, beautiful. And I will see you on the next episode. And until then, let's make a change.